Okay, um, we are back with our lab, with our chemistry lab, and today we are going to do the chemical and physical changes. As you can see, I am prepared to do my activities with my safety gear on, the goggles, you need your gloves, and you need your apron because you are dealing with chemicals for this one. Okay, so we're just gonna get started. For activity one, it says place two test tubes in the test tube rack. And I have those already, and they're in there. Both clean with nothing in them. And I separated them because you're going to have to, they need to be separated because you're going to put like two different chemicals in both of them. So I just separated mine like that. Like one is right here and then one is over here. Okay. So it says using a graduated cylinder, add 2 milliliters of 1 m hydrochloric acid to one of the tubes. So now we are going to get the cylinder, which is this little small one. We want to use the 10 milliliter cylinder, and we're going to get the hydrochloric acid, and that is this one right here. Okay, so that's your hydrochloric acid. It's clear, and we're just going to pour 2 milliliters. Okay. I'm going to stop right there and see, and I need just a little bit more. Probably need like 2 drops more. Okay, one more drop. Okay, and that is 2. And once you get that, you want to make sure you close your chemicals so you don't get it anywhere. And then you're gonna pour. It says pour it into one of the test tubes, and I'm gonna pour it in the test tube on the first row. Okay. It says rinse and dry. So I have my beaker right here to catch all my liquid, so I won't have to keep getting up to go rinse it out in a bottle of water. So what I'm gonna do is take that and rinse it like that. Okay. Now it says with the graduated cylinder, add 2 milliliters of 1 m sodium carbonate solution to the second test tube. So we want the sodium carbonate now, and that is this other clear small one. And it says sodium carbonate. Okay. So we're going to add 2. And this is the second test tube. I'm going to put it right here on the first row with the second one, but I'm going to put it over here where I know which one is which. And it says add to the test tube. Okay. Alright. And then it says record the color of your contents of each test tube in the data table. And so for both of them, both of them are clear liquids. See, that's test tube 2. This is test tube 1. Both of them are clear. Okay. And I'm going to record that. And that's done. Okay. And then it says using your thermometer to measure the temperature of the hydrochloric acid. And this one is my hydrochloric acid. So I'm going to stick my thermometer in there and get my temp for it. Okay, and we'll just wait for a few seconds to see what that is. And in the meantime, let's see if there's anything else we can do. Okay, there's nothing else that we can do right now, so we'll just wait. And I'm gonna give this about 5 minutes, so I will come back in 5 minutes and then we'll check and see if the temperature has changed. Okay, so we are back. The temp that I got was 20. Okay, I'm gonna put that back in there. Well, we need to wipe it off now because we have to do the other one. Okay, so now it says after you get your temp for that one, you're going to get your temp for your sodium carbonate. Okay, and once I get that temp, then I will come back and let you know what that was. Okay, hold on. Okay, so we are back. The temp for the second one, which was the sodium, it was a 10. And I'm sorry, the first one that I had for the hydrochloric acid was 10 as well. I said 20, but it was 10. So this one is 10 as well. Not much of a difference in the temp. So that's that. We're just going to put that back over in our beaker over there. So now it says combine the hydrochloric of test tube 1 with the sodium carbonate in test tube 2. Gently swirl to mix and insert the thermometer. So here is my hydrochloric acid and the test tube for the sodium. We're just going to combine that. And it did sizzle once I poured it in there. Bubbling. Has a little bubble. Looks like Sprite, kind of. So, okay. And it's still sizzling. So now we're going to check the temp of that. Both of those together. Okay. And I will be right back to give you the temp on that. Okay, so we're back. And I have the final temp for both the sodium and the hydrochloric acid. And I got a 23 as my final temp. Wasn't too much of a difference. Combined separately, at first, the initial temp was like 20 because both of them were at 10. And combined together, they gave me 23. So that is the end of that one. Was it a chemical or physical change? And it was a chemical change because the sodium mixed with the hydrochloric acid, it did fizz and it changed like its properties by doing the fizzing, and then it did change the temp as well. So not much, but a little bit, but it did change the little temp. It increased it by 3. So that is a chemical change. Now it's next for, we have to do our cleanup. And after our cleanup, we will go straight to activity 2. Okay, so we're back for activity 2. For activity 2, it says you're going to need 2 test tubes in the test tube rack. And I still have my test tubes in the test tube rack. It says add 10 milliliters of water to 1 test tube with a graduated cylinder. So I have my water, and we're basically going to fill this graduated cylinder up to 10. It's a little bit too much. I'm pouring too much out. Put it in. Okay. It's right at 10. Okay. So you have your 10 milliliters, and we're going to pour that in one of the test tubes that's in the rack. And I'm going to pour